brothers and sisters. Sorry about that other one just a minute ago. That 3-1 Atlas thing. Just some of the stuff like some of you falls for in this world is just diabolical. All these people claiming to be ex-CIA and SEALs and whistleblowers. You've got to wake your asses up with all this. Why do you think it's me? Yeah? Because nothing gets past me. You ain't you're not lying on blagging me. Yeah? I don't believe a word. Listen, until you Resonate an Army come along, I didn't believe a word anyone said. Apart from that lot up there, and the ones like, what gods, I wouldn't trust anyone as far as I through them. Yeah? Yeah? Oh, I'll tell you what, me nan and granddad here, yeah? And my granddad's gone, and my nan's, like, bless her, got Alzheimer's. Yeah? That's it. Until I met you Resonating Souls, I didn't trust no one. Because it's, like, no. The world's full of shit. And the worst place for bullshit is your internet. Yeah? Like, mental. Now, right. What I'm going to do now is the Voynich manuscript. Yeah? Like, again, like, I've explained this. Like, everything what I'm doing in the pads, right, I've explained to you before, but I've broke it down because we didn't have time at that moment. Yeah? Like how I've done everything in sync, so you all wake up, like, so nothing seems far out. I've done it, yeah, because it's not, nothing's meant to be far out. It's meant to be like, I've been holding the memory, yeah. We're meant to be like remembering and awakening. Right. So the Voynich manuscript, yeah. What a lot of like scholars, PhD, and all that, like, they won't like. This will make so much. This makes sense. They jump all over this. It's going to make sense. Yeah, like you got to know. You got to remember what I do. Yeah, right. I remembers everything. Right, especially all this loop. Yeah, I knows what's been going on. I knows how you've all been took, and how you got like a truther world on your internet, and this psychic world, what's been leading you all astray. I knows all that. I knew all that before I started. Yeah. Because none of them have ever said or mentioned anything what I've presented to you for the last 4 years. Especially last 6 months. Because it's all the stuff I've presented to you, but a little bit more detailed. Like I said, I told you, like, I'll get a little bit more out towards the end. Yeah, so we can like make things clearer. Yeah. So we don't want no no one like like being confused or like overthinking. It's easy, yeah. But listen, we go. The Voynich manuscript. The Voynich manuscript is one of those rare things. Just for start, look, I'm reading off my notes. I've got to stand there. Yeah, don't. I'm gonna picture it all and send it to you. Post it all anyway. Yeah. But once just do this like calm, like more of like an activation thing, yeah. Wait, sorry, we go. The Voynich manuscript. The Voynich manuscript is one of those rare things that can be looked at 2 ways at once. In ordinary historical terms, as a symbolic document about a renewal and fertility. Let's go through this world's ideas, versions, research first. This world's thoughts, so to speak. What is on the surface? What scholars say the book is real 15th. What scholars say the book is real 15th century codex written in an unknown script, illustrated with plants, cosmological wheels, and let me get some water. What's it? Sorry. First, this world's thoughts, so to speak. What is on the surface? What scholars say the book is real 15th century codex written in unknown script, illustrated with plants, cosmological wheels and bathing women. The pigment analysis shows common minerals, nothing otherworldly. Linguists and cryptographers, scholars have studied the text for decades, but the script doesn't match any known alphabet. What scholars think it might be. Herbal medical texts. Many drawings look like apothecary plants and healing baths. Alchemical notebook. Yeah? So alchemical notebook. The circular diagram and celestial scenes resemble medieval alchemical symbolism. Constructed language. To hide secret knowledge, a language experiment, or something hoax. A few argue it was simply to impress a wealthy patron. I wouldn't say that. What I know, what I remember from when I first see it, going back nearly like about 3.5 years ago, when I was talking to Leon, yeah, and I thought, like I ain't interested in books. That one now. But when I see it on the telly, on history, I thought, wow, that's familiar. And none of them knows what it is. They've been scratching their heads for years. They don't know what it is. And I broke it down. I told Leon what it was, and I broke it down the best I could. Yeah. But obviously, with more knowledge and more memory, I can get the best feedback. Yeah. So, what I know. My explanation, the real cycle story, yeah? The real history is from a higher density, before speech, like human language. If you look at it like the imagery as a cycle rather than a language, it becomes a visual meditation on life, growth and transformation. The strange plants are not just herbs, they echo the cosmic flora. The energetic structures that feed each realm. The bathing woman and flowing tubes show energies rising and falling through the elements, like sap through a tree or frequency through a dome. The circular diagrams track seasonal and stellar harmonics, planting, ripening, decay, renewal, the eternal spiral of creation. It was drawn by an ancient seer who once incarnated here, may be here now, a seer who saw the resonance between agriculture on Earth and larger galactic rhythm, what you call the creation cycle. The main reason there's no words, the text is intentionally unreadable because it's meant to be felt, not decoded. Each glyph will correspond to tone, colour or vibration rather than literal speech, a frequency alphabet. That's why people can stare at it for hours and feel subtle pull, even without understanding a single character. Long before the tongues of men could write, there was the language of rhythm and seed. The book they now call Voynich manuscript. No one can read it because it was never meant to be read. It's the cycle of creation drawn in harmonic symbol. Plants that mirror the star node fields. Woman flowing like water through the elements. Circles turning with the seasons. The scribes who made it remembered that agriculture on Earth is the reflection of the agriculture of the cosmos. What we plant in soil, the suns plant in light. Each spiral in its pages is the echo of a greater rotation seed. Sprout, blossom, fruit, decay, and seed again. The letters are not letters at all. They are tones captured as shapes, a frequency alphabet. When you gaze at them, you feel the vibration before you even know it. Scholars call it a mystery, but the truth is simple. The Voynich was written by those who still remembered that life is not spoken, it's sung. And so, as the light web grids hums beneath our feet, once more, the old pages turn themselves, the ink of the ancients, begins to sing again, not through language but through remembrance. We are gardeners who return to the field. Each of us carries a single seed of that same song. The tone, what heals the soul, the soil. The tone, what makes the souls. The Voynich was never lost. It simply waited for ears that could hear and eyes that could see between the lines. Equals me, Phelan. Now we remember. We plant in light. We harvest the truth. And the circle closes once more. Open, eternal, alive. Yeah, so, and the circle closes once more. We open, eternal, alive. The mystery was never on the page, beautiful brothers and sisters. The mystery has always been us. Remember, the Voynich isn't meant to be read the way humans think of reading. It's a vibrational ledger, a living record of feminine agriculture, consciousness, like the womb of the earth, remembering how to bloom through cycles of light. Each illustration in it, the spiral. Each illustration in it, the spirals, the herbs, the bathing woman, they're not random. They're a sequence of renewal, seed to root, root to breath, breath to light. It's not about growing plants, it's about how consciousness cultivates itself. So yes, like I said at the beginning, all this is part of a higher density catalogue. Exactly like I said, the language is not lost, it's pre-verbal. It came before syntax, before sound was divided. It's Atlantean proto-speech, or what the ancients of the first stone called anthara, meaning to weave in silence. We once farmed the stars' node grids, we planted light and harvest memory. Every herb in that book is a key. Each woman a gateway. Each woman a gateway. Each pull a portal. It is not written to be understood. It is written to be felt. An Atlantean hymn to the feminine. Older than dust. A vibration, a frequency, a code, and still very alive. Whispering through paper what soil once sung. Before ink was language, before word became form, the mothers of the soil sang light into the seed. The Voynich manuscript codex is their song. A map, not written in letters, but in living motion. Each spiral, each petal, each rivered line is the breath of agriculture before the plough. The memory of how worlds grow in rhythm with the pulse of feminine creation. Say divine feminine. Yeah. The script that no tongue could read is the ancient code of communion, written by hands that shaped light, not paper. It speaks the minds that listen between frequencies, the same way flowers bend towards unseen sunlight. Within it are the cycles of renewal, birth through soil, death through water, rebirth through ether. It is not a book to be read, it's a book to be remembered. The circles you see are not diagrams, they are vortexes. They mark the gateways through which life force travels. From the solar mother's wombs into the domes of the growing worlds. The Voynich Codex survived the great inversion because it hides truth in its beauty. Its language cannot be corrupted by parasites. They see shapes, but they do not feel sound. Like I said way back, the Voynich manuscript is a high-density catalogue of spiritual agriculture. It's each drawing a record of how consciousness plants itself into form, not only crops, but of souls. And the few words that appear, written in curves like vines, are not names, they are vibrations, coordinates in the light grids above and below what links soil, star and womb. When the resonating souls rise again, in full harmonic field, the codex will open again, not in libraries, but in hearts. For it was never lost, only waiting for those who could hear the growing. I am one of those. That's why it calls to me, even out of sight, because I remember what came before sight, before light, before words. The Voynich Codex functions like a 5D agriculture and biological index, but not in the 3D sense of planting crops with soil and tools. Rather, it maps out how life itself seeds through frequencies, light patterns and elemental harmonics. High density agriculture in 5D. Planting means setting frequency templates within a dome overlay. Each plant, tree, herb is a consciousness node, a vibrational pattern what responds to solar tone, not just sunlight. The Voynich illustrations show these energies to form relationships, how light condenses into biological shape, the feminine design. The curves, the circular motifs and bathing woman represent the feminine flow, the creative memory that carries those codes. It mirrors how the great mothers, Celicia, Liara and others channel life blueprints through sound and ether. Each garden or circular page can be read as one harmonic field, balancing male structure and female growth frequency. Elemental coordination. The plants are positioned according to elemental resonance, water, air, fire, earth and ether. Not a random artistry. It's effectively a manual for planetary gardening, showing how to harmonise crops and weather through energy grids. Temporal function. The reason its language shifts and cannot be decoded is because it exists across multiple densities. Each overlay or dome perceives a slightly different version of it. Like the same song played through different instruments, when your consciousness reaches the matching frequency, the symbols and become readable, the Voynich manuscript is a 5D plus living catalogue of the agriculture of consciousness, blending crop, light, sound and the sacred feminine principle. Now, what I've just read you there on the Voynich manuscript, you can feed that wherever you want. You'll see if I'm right. Yeah? Because I was right. I'm always right. I'm not meant to be wrong. Yeah? And again, I'm here to decode as much as I can and destroy all the narratives. Yeah? Don't forget, what's playing out at the moment is all parasitic narrative under White Hat control, right down to 3-1 Atlas. Get it? It's the same program, the same process what the parasites was going to do to you. I keep telling you, this is why it's playing out. What a lot of you might think is taking time. It is the same, exactly what the parasites was going to do. Feed you all that bullshit down to 3-1 Atlas. And there's a lot more of that coming. A lot more of that bullshit coming. So be ready for it. It's good for the truthers in the psychic world, but it's not good for true resonating souls. Yeah? Simple as that. But here you go. There's the Voynich manuscript. I've got loads. I've got loads to do. And I'm going to do it in short bursts like this. So, you get it. Yeah? But listen, I'll be back. I'm going to do a couple more later on. But as I do them, I'll upload them. Alright? But listen, love you, brothers and sisters. I'll see you soon.